Welcome back to Half Moon's Picks, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And what did Half Moon bring you for Christmas? A lump of coal last week. Last 2 weeks I did miserably. Finished 0-3-1. There's my overall stats for the year. I'm still ahead, but not by much. And boy, those last 2 weeks. Ugh. See, last week, let me see. I told you to pick the Jets, -3. They, pushed. They got, 4th and goal, and they got stuffed, missed a field goal, missed the extra point. Had a miserable game against Dallas, and they still managed to, win by 3. I told you to beat Jacksonville, -3.5. And actually it went down to 3 the time I went to bet that, but who cares? They still lost Atlanta. I guess Jacksonville just didn't want it bad enough. Chicago, time to wipe that team. They're done. They hurt me real bad, especially I had them +18 and a teaser, and they lost by 21. That's horrible. And then New Orleans, I told you to pick Monday night, and Detroit rushed 156 yards. First time since Barry Sanders I've ever seen that happen. And they had practice squad team out there on the offensive line and in the defensive backs. So, I mean, Stephen Tulloch was back there. I haven't heard that name in like 10 years. So, and there's other players on the Lions that played. I'd never even heard of anybody. They got some from the New England practice squad and the Eagles practice squad. And they still managed to dominate the Saints. But hopefully I'll turn around this week. And, oh yeah, one more thing. Usually at the end of the season, usually the last 2 weeks of the season, I try not to bet on scrub teams. You just never know what's going to happen. Looks like that happened early this week. And I should have known that, so I forgive. So hopefully I'm going to pick some better winners this week. So let's get this show on the road. All right, my fourth pick of the week, we got New England traveling to the New York Jets. The Jets are still in it, barely. They need to win out, and hopefully Pittsburgh or Kansas City will lose a game. So it's do or die. New England is comfortably in first place. Not a big deal for them. Still injured. Gronk is still in. They got New England -3.5. Last year, New England just barely won it by a point. In New York, so I'm taking the Jets +3.5. My third pick of the week, I got Cleveland traveling to Kansas City. Kansas City's a favored 13 points. Cleveland just got awful. It doesn't seem like they can score in the second half all year. I don't know what it is. They just can't score in the second half. Kansas City's doing great. They won their last 8 games. And they're at home, and their defense is looking outstanding. So I don't see Cleveland scoring much at all the whole entire game. And all Kansas City has to do is score more than 14 points. So I'm taking Kansas City -13. My second pick of the week, I got Pittsburgh traveling to Baltimore. Baltimore is a 10.5 point underdog. I'm laying my money down on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's just been outstanding. They came back and beat the Broncos in Denver last week. This is their second road game. Baltimore's all banged up. There's no quarterback, no running back. And Pittsburgh just, they're just on a roll. And if they lose, the Jets will take their playoff spot. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Pittsburgh -10.5. And my number one pick of the week, we got Carolina traveling to Atlanta. Atlanta, hey, they won a game last week against Jacksonville. It's more like Jacksonville just lost it for themselves. So not a big victory, but Carolina, they want to try to get that undefeated streak going, and they're just having fun doing it. They almost lost it near the end with the Giants coming back, but the better team prevailed. So I'm taking Carolina -7 to beat Atlanta in Atlanta. All right, that's it for the week. Again, happy holidays. Let's bring down that ATS board. At first place, we got Teddy Bear, first time ever, 3-0 at 100%, and Free Manny, once again, at 3-0 at 100% as well. Hatbox did 3-1, 75%, so did Geo Nose and the Blue Roof Bandit. Davy Boy, Free Manny, he did 2-1 at 67%. He bound New Orleans just like I did. And let's see, Billy B, 2-1-1, 63%. Kid Blue, 9-6-1, 59%. Logan, 7-4-2 at 58%. Geo's Picks at 4-3-1 at 56%. Robert Sports Show, 8-7-1 at 53%. Poet, 2-2-1 at 50%. Sean P, me and the Guru, the only ones that didn't make 50% or higher. Sean P, 3-8-1 at 29%, me 0-3-1, 13%, and the Guru 0-5 at 0%. So hopefully this week we'll do it better. Everybody had a great week last week, as long as you didn't pick my picks. I just picked the wrong games to show on my video. So I hope to bring it up this week by picking on some good ones. So I'll see you next week. Peace.